Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm really glad that you're here today. And if you are one of the new subscribers, welcome. You have joined a channel that not only gives you information, but has a community of very supportive women. We are all just going through the aging process the very best we can and trying to do it gracefully. But yeah, sometimes I say a swear word here and there because things sag or things turn gray or you know, all the things, but it beats the alternative, and that's why we are here. This community, you'll see them in the comment section. It's a very positive, uplifting group of women that just like to chime in on different topics throughout the videos and share some of their best practices as well as some of their favorite beauty products. So when you leave comments or read the comments, you are hearing from more than just me. You have a whole community of supportive women and you've come to a safe space on the internet. All right, today we're going to talk about the top beauty trends of 2025. I am not a trendy makeup person. I love seeing the trends, but for me, my makeup look is a little bit more, I try to keep it modern, but not trendy. I try to have current styles, current formulations, current color stories, but other than that, I'm not really trendy. So whether you like to keep up with the makeup trends or you like to just know what they are, I'm going to share them with you today. So if you are ready, let's just jump right in and talk about hair, makeup, and skincare. One of the biggest trends for 2025 is self-expression and embracing self-expression. Now, those certainly sound like buzzwords, but if you really take the time to do exactly what they say and embrace your self-expression, it requires a little bit of work. Sure, you can just go, it all sounds like really nice, happy vibe stuff, Jody, but really think about what does that mean for you? What is your self expressing to the world? What is that look that you are putting forward? And does it really identify who you are? Does it make you feel good about the way you are showing up in the world? And if not, then what is it going to take to fix it? Is makeup going to fix all those things? For some people it might, for others maybe not. But let's just keep it on the surface in terms of what can your makeup look do for you in your space of self-expression. That's what this year is all about. In years past, we've seen aesthetics, whether it's home decor, fashion, or beauty. The aesthetic was very earth tone, almost minimalistic, very beautiful, cool, calming aesthetic. All the way from home decor all the way to beauty. And to some degree, everyone sort of had that minimalistic look. Well, 2025, the trend is all about expressing your look. Whether that's loud and vibrant with colors or whether that's a minimalistic look with just a splash of color. That is what the trend is all about. So spend some time thinking about what is your self-expression? How do you want to show up physically, beauty-wise in the world? And that's the answer. That is the trend. So how exciting is that to really think about? And I encourage you to do that. Spend some time thinking about what is the image that I want to look like? Again, it's somewhat surfacey, but it takes on more of your personality when you just take a time to stop and pause and think about what's that look I want? How do I want to express myself, my best self going forward from a beauty aesthetic perspective? So that's first and foremost. Let that be the framework for everything else we're going to talk about. Now, in terms of healthcare, not healthcare. I know nothing about healthcare. I'm not talking about healthcare. Hair care today. In terms of hair care for trends, one of the trends that we're going to see is more companies moving towards customized hair care solutions for your hair and your scalp, whether that is custom formulations for shampoo, conditioners, and even deep masks. The way this is going to show up is different companies going and providing online questionnaires for you to fill out and getting to know what your hair type is based on environmental things, toxins, and how do you style your hair, or maybe you don't style your hair. We saw this movement really in skincare in the last few years. I even did a video from a company called Pros that has an online questionnaire. I went in and filled out that questionnaire. I'll link that video right here if you want to see it. Really cool customized skincare routine, not just one product, but a cleanser and a serum and a moisturizer. Pros also offers customized hair care products, and I think we'll see more and more companies offer that. And again, they ask you questions like, how often do you use heat on your hair? Do you color treat your hair? And to take it a step further, they inquire about your scalp. Do you have oily scalp, dry scalp, itchy scalp, flaky scalp? And that combination your hair needs with the type of scalp that you have, they can customize a formulation that works well for you. And that is the way the industry is really moving when it comes to the beauty industry as a whole, but specifically in hair care. Also in hair care, I think what we're going to see is more of a natural, easy flowing wave to the hair, heatless and effortless. So keep those two things in mind. We saw for the last, I don't know how many years, 5 or 6 years now, that same curl, very, very popular with kind of that little half twist, half twist, half twist. It's beautiful. But we've seen it. We've seen it for years. We've seen it long. We've seen it short. We've seen it. And it is, again, if that's how you like your hair, stay with it. That's your self-expression. But it is moving towards a more natural, effortless beach wave. These are even a little more curlier than you'll start to see me do. I'm going to start my waves up higher, and it'll be more of a wave and less of a complete formulated curl. So some changes I'm going to just, some pivoting I'm going to do in my own hair care trend. I think we're done saying hair care for today. I think that's it. Yeah, now we're going to move on to skincare. So in the skincare space, expect to see more products that are waterless. As I might have shared with you before, most skincare products are about 70% water. And consumers are continuing to get more educated, and we are looking for more of those hero products at higher concentrations in our skincare. So I think 70% water when you look at the price of some skincare. Of course, there's cost of regulations in skincare. There's cost of trials in skincare. So creating skincare products can be expensive. But what has happened to the skincare industry overall has been a lot of skincare manufacturers make slightly different formulations, but a lot of the same ingredients. And then a skincare company will slap their label on it, and then the creative marketing takes over. And that's really where you see one skincare product over another. It's been less and less about the product or the formulation of the ingredients, and it's been far more about the marketing behind the skincare. And I think as consumers, we've seen the push out to influencers when there's a new skincare product on the market. We're veterans in this game, right? As consumers, we now know that if all the popular influencers within a matter of a month's time talk about how great this one specific product is, well then that's the marketing. It doesn't mean it's all great. It means behind the scenes, their marketing team has been really aggressive marketing this product. And I think as consumers, we've evolved. We've seen that game now, and we're ready for something different. And I think that's really where we're going to start to see waterless and more customized skincare. Like, I have different needs, you have different needs. I need a skincare product that works for my need, and a skincare product that is mixed with biotech, mixed with science, and addresses more of that inflammaging versus just skincare for the sake of skincare, for the sake of marketing. Another thing in skincare is we're going to see more and more at-home devices because it is becoming more popular for people to get a good treatment in a dermatology office and then maintain those results the best that they can when they get home. Thing to look at here is just make sure that the device that you are looking at, whether it's a LED face mask or if it's microneedling, just make sure that if it's a mask specifically where there's light and you're putting it very close to your face, that it is FDA approved, because there are a lot of face masks on the market, and you just want to make sure that if you're putting light really close to your face, you are doing so safely. So now when it comes to makeup, all right, I need to adjust here. I've been sitting for a little while. I just filmed New Day Northwest today, and we talked about beauty trends, and I'm in this suit, so that's why I'm here today. I'm focused on beauty trends. Okay, beauty trends. So Pinterest has just released its Pinterest trends for 2025 based on an increase in searches. They've analyzed these searches and put them in different categories so that we can see what is it that people are really interested in, what type of searches are they conducting over on Pinterest. And then through that, they can filter it down to say, okay, these are the top searches on Pinterest in the beauty space, and it sort of starts to tell a story. One of the big searches is Aura Beauty. Now, when you think of Aura, it's colorful, it's you know, it's more zodiac. It's, oh, I saw you have this very nice calming aura about you. But oftentimes that aura is associated with a color. So it's the aura beauty has been labeled this because it's bright, beautiful colors. It's yellows, it's blues, it's purples, and it's not monochromatic, but it's different shades of that color, that primary color. So you might see an all blue color one day, not today because I don't have any blue on my eyes, but more blue on the eyes, blue eyeliner, blue mascara, a little bit of blue toned lipstick, and a little bit of blush. Or some you might want to go all yellow. So it's finding a color that you really like and then wearing varying shades of that color on your face. The next beauty aesthetic that I think we'll see more of is cherry mocha. Cherry mocha is really more of a color. It's that deep cherry color with a little bit of brown hues to it or brown undertones. Just think, last year we saw cherry cola. This year it's cherry mocha. The difference between the two is cherry cola is gonna be red with that darker brown undertone, where cherry mocha is more of that cherry color with a lighter mocha undertone. So just slightly different. At the end of the day, if you went out and bought a bunch of cherry cola eyeshadow palettes or lipstick palettes or even blush palettes last year, no need to throw those out. You're just gonna lighten it up just a little bit. I love this aesthetic because cherry is a color that looks really pretty on every single skin tone, from dark skin tones to light skin tones to olive skin tones to pink undertone skin tones to peach, warm, cool, all of it. So I think this is going to be a really pretty trend, and it plays well with not only your eyes, your lips, your cheeks. It can also play well on your nails. People can also pull that cherry mocha through their hair. I just think it's going to be really pretty. All right, so now let's look real specifically. What are some of the beauty trends or makeup trends that you can incorporate in your everyday look now to just have a more modern look? First one, many of us in Gen X are gonna appreciate that the matte lipstick is out and glossy lipstick is back in. Now, if you're like me and you have some matte lipsticks that you really love, and I do have a couple, no need to throw those out. Just add a clear lip gloss just on top of your matte lipstick and voila, you are now current. The second one is all about blush. Now, blush has not only had a moment the last couple years, but it's gotten out of control. Blush, you guys have seen the pictures all over TikTok or even on Instagram, where blush is not only on the cheeks, it's across the bridge of the nose, it's being used as contour. I think we got a little bit desperate for something new and a wow factor, and blush just was there and, you know, it just took off. Happy to report that this year we're gonna see blush scale back a little bit and take its natural place back on the cheeks and just stay there and do what it's meant to do. Just make your cheeks a little rosy. In terms of formulations, liquid blush, cream blush was all over the market last year. I don't think we'll see nearly as many brands come out with different formulas of blush, because I mean, do we really need any more blush? And I love blush, but I think I'm blushed out for now. But I do want to wear my blush normal, and I want to play with different tones of blushes. If you did not see my video about how to turn your lipstick into blush, I will put that at the end of this video. So you probably don't need to go buy any blush for a little while. I mean, unless you want to, then who am I to say? The third beauty trend that you can incorporate into your beauty routine today is sculpting, or lack of sculpting, or less sculpting. The softness of sculpting is really going to replace the harder contour that we've seen for the last 5 or 6 years. Really chiseled, darker contour through the cheekbones, underneath the jawline. And while it's really pretty and I love it, I will have a hard time letting that go. I do love the idea of having the look be much softer. So in order to do a softer contour, a couple things. One, you'll want to use a lighter color than maybe you've used before. You'll want to put it in the same places, but you'll really want to blend it out so that you don't have that hard jawline. Everything's a little bit softer, a little bit smoother, less aggressive, because the colors on your eyes and lips and cheeks are really going to be what's mainstay right now, where the contouring and all that is going to be backstage or behind the scenes softer canvas. Let your colorful lips and eyes and cheeks do the talking in 2025. Now, if you're like, Jody, that's all great, but I love color, but I don't know how to really apply a lot of color, then no worries. You can pick up for just a couple dollars. I grabbed one real quick. NYX has really pretty and inexpensive, colorful eyeliners and colorful mascaras. NYX has some really pretty and inexpensive and very effective, and by that I mean they last all day, eyeliners. So if you don't want to add a lot of color, or you're not really sure how to make eyeshadow work with color, and trust me, I've had a lot of bad eyeshadow days, so I don't blame you, no judgment here. Grab a colorful eyeliner and just put concealer on your eyelid so that it's a very neutral canvas, and then set it with a little bit of powder so that it stays all day and doesn't crease as much. And then just take some eyeliner of a color that you love, and if you're not sure what color to use, find one that goes with a lot of the different outfits that you wear. That coordination is effortless and always a flawless look. And then just add a little bit of eyeliner either to the top or the bottom. I would say that as we get older, I wouldn't put a colored eyeliner on both the top and the bottom. I think it will look more sophisticated, a little more elevated and elegant if you only apply that colored eyeliner to just the bottom or just the top. And for me, it'll probably be just on the top. If you want a tutorial on how to have that look with just a splash of color through your eyeliner, let me know in the comments down below. I'm happy to do it. And I might even use this color because, I mean, that's really pretty. Well, there you go, you guys. It's really fun this year when it comes to trends because we're all not trying to fit into a certain look. It's really about self-expression and embracing your self-expression. The last few tips that I gave you are just ways to get rid of older styles in terms of matte lipstick, for example. But again, if you love matte lipstick, wear it because this is the year to break out of all those molds and really own how you want to look in your space with the makeup that you have, or pick up a couple pieces and maybe you're not sure what that self-expression is gonna look like for you. Go to the drugstore, Walmart, Target, pick up a couple eye crayons and lipsticks or blush from NYX. I would also recommend e.l.f. is a good drugstore brand. And I shouldn't even say it's drugstore. It's just at a price point that warrants a drugstore label, I guess. But the quality of drugstore cosmetics have really given luxury brands a run for their money. So that should be a trend. We should see luxury makeup products far more innovative because the drugstore price point makeup or cosmetic companies are neck and neck with several of them. So play with it, have fun with it, and just own your self-expression, whatever that is. If you put together a new look that is completely new for you, tag me in it. I'd love to see it. You guys encourage me every day by the creative ways that you do your makeup. So I'd love to learn from you as well. That does it for me today, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video, and more importantly, I hope you're inspired to just go create a look that is totally uniquely yours.